everything.
That's right. I'm not going to touch on any of the things that he has said.
Please.
I'm just apropos what fell from your lordship.
Please.
Now, if you look at, as I was indicated earlier, you look at the 7th schedule, there are 2 entries which are very important.
Yes.
One is, entry 41, state public services. So, when a finance bill is presented in the legislature, and
Yes.
appropriation is done with respect to the expenditure, with respect to salaries and all components of salary. Right? Without that, no payment can be made.
Yes.
So whether it is dearness allowance along with salary, that has to be part of the appropriation bill. Outside of that, no payment can be made.
Correct.
Then if you look at entry 43, is public debt.
Yes.
Public debt of the state, mothers, is an important factor in deciding how much money is to be disbursed.
Please.
And we have the FRBM, the Fiscal Responsibility Act, in terms of which my deficit is fixed. If I go beyond that, then consequences follow. Right? Now, public debt is exclusively in the domain of the state.
Yes.
And state public services, including all salaries, dearness allowance, all aspects, exclusively in the domain of the state.
Yes.
So the problem that arises is when the consumer price index is hoisted onto the state models. If supposing there was an act, well, let's forget this, All India Consumer Price Index. Supposing there was an act of parliament, it would not pass muster saying you give this dearness allowance. It would not pass muster. So no tribunal, no authority can give a direction in law saying you to follow the All India Consumer Price Index.
Yes.
Because it's outside the jurisdiction of the tribunal, outside the jurisdiction of the Union of India. That is why it's
Even this court.
no. This court is Article 142.
Now, even this court.
So, the point, your lordship asked me a very important question. Why can't you give it? Now, how will I give it? I'll have to borrow money. For borrowing money, I'll have to go to the Reserve Bank of India. The Reserve Bank of India will have to allow me depending on my public debt. Then I'll have to go to the state legislature, pass an appropriation bill. Then the money can be disbursed. That's the procedure, mother. I can't give it just like that. So, mother, there are several aspects. Suppose, and mother, this has happened in the past. During the COVID period, no dearness allowance was paid. In Bihar, mother, floods take place, enormous expenditure takes place. How can the state legislature even afford to pay sometimes? This happens also in Himachal Pradesh. This happens in Uttarakhand. Right? A tsunami may happen in the coastal areas. Our Manrega salaries are not paid. I have to pay them from my own pocket. There are so many issues that arise, so we have to have the fiscal space to pay this. Right? Now, how can that be done by a direction of this nature? It's not possible. So when your lordships put it to me, there is a whole process that has to be followed. I can't just do it like that. Now, in the absence of that process, there can't be a direction. And actually, the whole judgment suffers from that basic error. That an All India Consumer Price Index can be foisted on the state government to add it to the salary, indexed it in the way that they want.
Yeah.
Because as a constitutional issue, it's not possible to do that.
Yeah. Thank you. Anyone say anything?
There's a short list of dates that I prepared, and there's a short note of submissions.
Yes, Mr.
Now, the first entry, your lordship may only, you had the fifth pay commission recommendations on 12/2/2009.
Correct.
And my lords, they recommended sanctioning 2 installments of DA. Your lordship will get that from page 97 to 99.
Yes.
Now, this recommendation was not implemented by us. We did not accept this recommendation. So, while framing ROPA, we didn't say that give DA twice a year, nor did we say that you adopt central government rates. So, that's very clear. Your lordship gets that in the second entry,
Yes.
and your lordship will get that at the pages that I have mentioned.
Okay.
That ROPA did not really pick up this particular aspect.
Yes.
Now, at the first instance, my lords, when the OA was filed, it was filed, my lords, for implementing the recommendations of the pay commission. The OA was refused, and the OA was dismissed. Your lordship will get that judgment at page 197 to page 230 of the special legal.
Yes.
Then the matter, my lords, went back to the tribunal on a remand,
Yes.
and it is on the remand that the impugned judgment was passed on 26/7/2019.
Yes.
So I'm just, my lords, handing over these dates, my lords, just for the sake of clarity.
Please.
Then, my lords, your lordship will just come to how the High Court dealt with this particular aspect. And the High Court proceeded on the basis that we had accepted the recommendation of the pay commission, which is a fundamental, my lords, fallacy in the judgment of the High Court. If your lordship sees the reasoning from page 18.
You want us to read the High Court judgment?
Yes, volume 1.
Yes.
I'm only trying to point out, my lords, that perhaps, my lords, with the greatest respect, the High Court actually missed the point. Just see from page 19 onwards, paragraph 18.
Paragraph.
Paragraph 18, page 19.
Okay.
The aforesaid recommendation.
Just one.
Yes.
Yes.
In fact, if your lordship reads from page 17,
You want us to come page 7?
page 17, first paragraph 17,
Yes.
the fifth pay commission under chapter 10 relating to allowances amongst others reported and recommended as under.
Yes.
And then your lordship comes to 10.6 at page 18. It is evident from the above that the state government sanction of installment does not follow any definite pattern. It is also clear that there are delays in payments of various installments of DA. There cannot be any differences of opinion regarding the need to avoid the delays. We are of the opinion that some extra effort, the state government should be in a position to clear the backlog of loan installment, which was sanctioned by the government of India with effect from 1st July 2008, and then fall in line with the central government pattern of sanctioning 2 installments of DA each year. We recommend this course of action. If it is done, it will mitigate a long-standing grievance of almost all the employees within our terms. The aforesaid recommendation of the Fifth Pay Commission has been accepted by the government by promulgating ROPA Rules 2009. This is factually incorrect. Because A, the ROPA rules don't speak about adopting this particular basis. Secondly, there is nothing in the ROPA rules with regard to revision twice a year. As per rules 3C, existing emoluments mean aggregate of one existing basic pay, DNS pay appropriate to the basic pay, and DNS allowance appropriate to the basic pay at index average 536,182 is equal to 100. As quoted above, the coordinate division bench in the judgment has held that the claim of the employee serving under the government of West Bengal for DNS allowance is based on a legally enforceable right of all the employees serving under the government of West Bengal up to such extent of the recommendations of the Pay Commission, which has been accepted by the government of West Bengal by virtue of the provisions of Sub-Rule 1 of Rule 12 of ROPA rules, read with paragraph 10 of the clarificatory memorandum, being number such and such, dated 23rd February 2009, on the ROPA rules by the government of West Bengal Finance Department. audit grant in paragraph 3 of the memorandum, bearing number 1692, dated February 23, 2009, in the matter of role of DNS allowance in revised pay structure under the ROPA Rules 2009, issued by the Government of West Bengal. This observation, as stated above, has attained finality. Therefore, we have no hesitation in our mind to hold that state government employees under the ROPA rules has acquired a legally enforceable right to get DNS allowance at the rate to be fixed on the basis of All India Consumer Price Index as embedded in Rule 3C of the ROPA Rules 2009. Now, there is nothing, my lords, in the ROPA Rules of 2009, as was pointed out by my learned friend Mr. Rivan, that this dynamic price index is adopted by the state under the ROPA rules. So this is, my lords, an error on the face of the record. The High Court proceeds on a basis which is factually incorrect. And then, my lords, your lordship sees further, in view of the decision in the coordinate bench, the employees under the West Bengal State Electricity Transmission Company are entitled to DNS allowances at the rate of the central government. The learned tribunal in the impugned judgment has struck down the relevant office orders and memorandums under which DA was paid to state government employees working in Banga Bhavan in New Delhi and youth hostel at Chennai at the rate payable to the employees of the central government, holding that the orders or memorandum discriminate, offending the doctrine of equality under Article 14 of the Constitution, bearing in mind the principles enunciated by the Honorable Apex Court in its decision in the case of Nakara, reported in such and such. We hold that the classification of the state government employees working as West Bengal and the state government employees working at Delhi and Chennai, governed by the same statutory rules, is discriminatory, sounds intelligible differential, and offends the golden doctrine of equality under Article 14 of the Constitution. Since the claim of the state government employees of DNS allowance at the rate to be calculated on the basis of All India Consumer Price Index has fructified into a legally enforceable statutory right, cite AIR 1961-86, cited by the learned Advocate General, pertaining to payment of DNS allowance to workmen whose conditions and services are contractual in nature under private individuals or organizations are not applicable to the facts of the case on hand. Similarly, in view of the factual and legal scenario, the above decisions in the state of Tamil Nadu are not applicable. And then in paragraph 23 and 24, which was placed by my learned friend Mr. Diwan, which I don't need to read, my lords, it is held, their lordships have come to the conclusion that grant of DA on the basis of this particular rate would be a fundamental right, with which, my lords, even the other side has said that it does not really press the point, so I don't need to read. The fundamental fallacy in the judgment of the High Court is that it assumes that the ROPA rules actually incorporate a dynamic consumer price index, which is totally wrong. In fact, my lords, that is apparent from the definition of the word existing emolument, which freezes for a particular base at the year 2006, which is then adopted and used as a base. It doesn't say that the price index will be the same. I asked myself another question, and I'll just read two passages from the tribunals. The tribunal, on the one hand, comes to an express conclusion that you can't import central government rates to the state government for the purposes of DNS. And it says that there is no right in this regard to do that. Now I ask myself this question, that if this is not static and if it is dynamic, what would be the ultimate end result? The ultimate end result is the same. Because if you adopt that particular rate, that is the rate which the central government adopts, and that will be the end result. So there are, Manoj, two points of contentious aspects in the order of the tribunal which I want to point out. If, Manoj, it was we were told that you fix the norms, etc. The norms, etc. have already been fixed by us by virtue of notification. But it doesn't stop there. It says, it uses the expression time to time, and it says twice a year, which are both, Manoj, practices followed by the central government. And that is, Manoj, where the error has crept in the judgment of the tribe.
How has the second judge dealt second judge?
It's similar.
Similar.
Yeah.
Has he given any other reasoning?
No.
No other reasoning is given?
I can place the findings.
No, we only, whether any reasoning is being,
On this aspect, there is no reason.
so there's no reason. Okay.
In fact, my lords, if your lordship sees,
No, we have understood your point.
at page 39 and 40, is my lords the
According
finding
to you,
of the
according to you,
lordship, please.
in view of what Mr. Diwan has argued, Mr. Simple has argued, according to you, in view of 3C Roman 3, which is static in nature, there is error in the finding that para 33 of the tribunal as also the High Court.
Lordship, please.
So therefore, there no magnanimous could have been issued, more so by the tribunal.
Lordship. And your lordship will just see, my lords, those two particular findings of the tribunal, the use of the expression time to time, from time to time, which your lordship will get at page.
Yes.
Page 484, paragraph 33.
Page
484, paragraph 33. This is where the rub comes. Page 484, that's in volume 2,
yes. Para 33.
para 33. We have already observed.
Just now.
Yes.
We have already observed that there is no mandate under the statutory rules, viz. ROPA rules 2009, or in the administrative directions issued by the central government in the form of memorandum number 1691-F dated 23rd February 2009 and memorandum number 1692-F dated February 23, 2009 that DA will be paid to the employees by the state government at a rate from the date as paid by the central government to its employees. In the absence of any mandate under the statutory rules or the administrative direction, we are unable to hold that the state government employees are entitled to get DA at a rate payable to its employees by the central government. However, from the discussion made by us here and above, we can hold without hesitation that state government employees are entitled to get DA on the basic pay at the rate to be calculated on the basis of AICPI number published from time to time. By taking the base year 1982, that is 1982 is equal to 100. Now, this is one of the first difficulty. How do you incorporate from time to time, which means Malod's a dynamic index, which is not part of the ROPA rules at all. And further, it is a bounden duty of the state government to evolve norms, principles for payment of DA to its employees by calculating.
Anyone else this
Yeah.
side?
Then, Malod, my written note,
You can keep it.
I've just yes, it just encapsulates all the points.
No problem. We'll go to. Is there, Mr. Diwan is not there, Mr. MD is there. Mr. Gopal Subramanian, we tell you, we don't shy away from saying so we want to help. You are government employees, you serve the government, you will have to tell us how can we help. We'll continue there.
And what we have understood is that having held that court cannot issue a mandamus for grant of central DA. Now the court has granted it, according to them, court has granted the same by applying ACPI.
That's correct.
That is the crux. That is what their submission is.
Correct.
Having said that, it can't do, they have done it, the High Court and the Tribunal, by applying ACPI, that is the.
That's the point.
According to us, what the High Court and the Tribunal.
And according to you and the High Court, ACPI, the application of this, what is this, ACPI,
Yes.
AICP is inbuilt in 3C.
Built the rule.
Inbuilt in 3, that is your case.
Yes, and it is from time.
Court has not applied any alien formula, it is inbuilt in 3C3, that is what your case.
Yes.
Their case is, the rule makes it static. We say,
We can't be more clearer than this.
correct.
As of now, the task is not as simple.
We are testing us whether we have understood.
Absolutely, these are very fair questions to be answered.
Well, there's only one aspect I want to say. Any order of your lordships in this context is going to impact all states in it.
All
Kindly
states who have not chosen central D.
No, but-
I'm sorry?
All states who have not chosen central D.
And therefore,
Not all.
when they have modifications, they will be deeply interested in this issue. That's what I'm saying. Maybe your lordships might think in terms of actually hearing them, because this impacts them directly.
We certainly consider.
It's something very important.
We'll certainly consider.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sibbal, it's a very valuable
That's
suggestion.
right.
We'll consider.
Please do.
We'll ponder over it.
Yes, sir.
Definitely tomorrow
Because
we are,
the federal structure is at stake.
in fact, no, in the morning only we said, yesterday we said, we're going to have all India panel.
Exactly. It's not just a West Bengal matter.
Correct.
Your every case is pan India, Mr. Sibbal.
Well, we are confined to our own state rules anyway.
Just accept that I don't have any impact pan India.
No, can't say that.
I wish I had.
Yes, one more aspect, because if I may just point out.
Confined to the
In a-
state rules.
In our application, which we had made, we have given certain figures, because the fiscal aspect is something which your lordships have stressed. As to the extent of burden it will,
36,000 crore.
yes, and the extent of burden that will fall on us. Your lordship may just bear in mind page 5 onwards of that application, because we've given figures.
Mr. Singhvi, in
Well,
fact,
many
has
ancillary
said
questions
this.
would come if there is this.
1 minute, sir, please, we have not finished. We have not called upon you, sir.
Oh, that's-
But nonetheless, we have told you the difficulty which is there. If you read the code by now. So therefore, we can't be more candid in this.
That's
We want to help you. Tell us how best we can help you.
that's true. They also try to put that assist your lordship in that exchange.
Obliged, sir. Thank you.